Hi, my name is Zai, and this is a Corsair Strafe RGB mechanical keyboard, using Cherry MX silent switches. One of the main complaints about mechanical boards is that they're too loud, but a lot of people actually like the extra volume too. Many love the Cherry MX Blue and Razor Green clicky switches. This board is clearly not for them. This is for the people doing live recordings, and with people sleeping in the next rooms, because it's one of the quietest boards that I've ever used. So before I go through the features of the board, let's talk about the silent switches, which have no tactile bump or click, and a 45 cN actuation force, same as the Reds. I'll start by giving you a typing test, slowly at first, and then speeding up. And here they are against the Cherry MX Reds on the K95, and I've put O-rings underneath the keycaps. And now I'm going to run my hand over the keys of both boards. Did you hear all that rattling on the K95? It appears Corsair are upgrading their quality. As for the switch sound, even with O-rings, the Reds sound a fair bit louder. I haven't even put O-rings on the silent keys yet, except the arrows, and there's barely a difference, but it's probably a bit quieter. Are these better though? If you like quiet keys, absolutely. But there's something about the feel of them that isn't quite as nice as the K95. So it really depends what you prefer to type on. Don't get me wrong though, I've been using the Strafe as my main board for the last 2 weeks, and it's been great. The only reasons I've really missed my K95 are the dedicated media keys and also the 18 extra keys. Other than that, the overall feel appears better on the Strafe. They've updated the keycaps too, they're now less slippery, similar to most other boards that I've used lately. Speaking of keycaps, let's do a quick unboxing so you know what you get with it. These are the extra keys that you would have seen, and they've included a keycap puller too. Finally, this is the first board that's given me one like this. The extra keys are angled, meant for FPS and MOBA, but they just feel like textured plastic, and they're only for default configuration. And when I used 2 of them, they didn't feel any better or like any advantage. Up to you if you want to use them, it's a nice touch, but not really necessary. Also the spacebar has a bit of texture to it. It has some grip now, but I barely notice it. Next is the warranty guide, and then the wrist rest, and of course the board. The board doesn't have the metal finish of the K95, but it does have a matte finish, so fingerprints won't show up, and the wrist rest has a textured rubber coat on it. It feels grippy and smooth at the same time, which is good. It's 44.5 centimeters by 22 centimeters, and it's 2.6 centimeters high, and 3.6 with the stands down. On the base, there is no cable management as the cable is centered, large, and rubber, and the standard 1.8 meters long. It's not very flexible, but as people generally don't need to move their keyboards often, this shouldn't be an issue. There is one through USB port, which I think is well placed as it shouldn't get in the way of your mouse. Just a note, I tried this keyboard on USB 3.0 and it had some issues, so make sure you have at least one USB 2.0 port when you're plugging this in. And then we have some rubber feet to prevent it from sliding, which are also on the stands. It's an open board design, so you can see underneath all the keys, which makes it easier to clean and makes the RGB lights more visible. It also has the white backplate to help them stand out more, which is good in a way, but I prefer the dark plate of the K95. The colours seem more true. This was something I pointed out on the Razer boards. The white backplates make the colours seem more pastel. So personally, I hope that they return to the darker schemes. The LED quality seems to have improved as well, as they don't flicker while being filmed, unlike on the K95. Just a note, in real life you can't see the flicker, it's just a camera thing. In the software you can rebind the keys if you wish, but there are no dedicated custom keys. Instead, you just have a function key, which gives you mute, volume down, up, stop, play, pause, and next and previous track. As far as I'm aware, you can't set your own keys to be used with the function key. Testing how many keys can be held down at once, I counted 44. You can see I'm pressing F9, but it's not showing up, so no problems for us there. In the lighting, you can create your own, although it's quite advanced. You could just go into standard settings and choose one of the options, which are Spiral Rainbow, Rainbow Wave, Visor, Rain, Color Shift, and Pulse, and Wave. You can also have Type Lighting Key, or Type Lighting Wave. The gradients seem very smooth, much better than the K95, so it's good to see Corsair improving that feature. And lastly, in performance, you can disable certain buttons or shortcuts. In conclusion, I've really enjoyed this board. I love how quiet it is, and it's great to see Corsair is improving their already high quality boards. I'm hoping to try the new K70 soon. Obviously this is recommended for anyone who wants a quiet mechanical board and RGB lights. But as usual, I don't think there's an advantage to games or anything when it comes to keyboards, unless they give you extra keys and abilities, which this one doesn't. So if you're going to buy this board, buy it for the quality, the looks, and the quiet switches. If it suits your needs, I can highly recommend it. Personally, I'm not going to stop using my K95 until another board comes out with that many extra keys. Special thanks to Corsair for sending this out for a review, and a shout out to Chris Mayo Smith, the rep for Corsair in Australia. You can follow him on Twitter for esports, PC, and Corsair news. Hope that helps. If you want to support the channel, you can get these from Amazon with the links in the description, or buy from MWAVE in Australia. Also check the description for other information. Subscribe for more reviews and gaming videos, like this one, and I'll catch you in the next.